It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say.
KBL, you a menace.
Yeah. It's a lot of little boys out here talking that talk, but ain't spinning and walking that walk. 5 bills to get you whacked, 50 shots up in this Mac, face shots to make the news, we just step when they relax, group chats to get you tapped, forehead up in my lap, when they pump we run it back, tell my youngin' cut no slack, 5 bills to get you whacked.
What's the good old big deal with the good old people, man? It's your boy Young and Hefe. Don't care about nothing but what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing to press that button. And if you ring that notification bell, I'ma bring you mail. What's the good old big deal with the good old people? It's Hot Topics with your boy Young and Hefe. And I'm here to deliver you another one like the other one. The recipient of Hot Topics is the Peddie Whack and Crazy D situation. So a few of y'all tapped in and asked why I took the segment down and why did the segment disappear, as far as me putting up that segment of Big Crazy D calling in to Eddie Boy and reading off a police report that allegedly was Peddie Whack words. So I put that up. My reasoning being because the community was attached to it, and I seen an elder homie name attached to it. It had nothing to do with no 60, A-Trade, nothing, or me trying to be messy or put anybody out there. Eddie Boy put it out there, and I thought it was interesting. I listened to it, and I decided to do my reaction on it. So, me doing my reaction on it, at times I'm not mindful that a lot of people do watch my channel, because people gonna have their opinions, and opinions gonna vary, and people gonna think that they have you pinned and whatever they thought and which way they thought to whatever it is they think of. So however, I'm chilling, and a respectable G homie of mine tapped in with me, and when he tapped in with me, we spoke of that situation pertaining to Peddie Whack and Crazy D. Now, the older homie didn't ask me to take the segment down, but what he did ask me was to be careful in which business I indulge in, as far as speaking or giving my opinion to a situation that I don't know the whole gist of. In that conversation, my older homie also told me that there's no honor amongst thieves. So with that being said, it's not going to be too much being said, but I'm going to give y'all understanding, right? So, that audio I dropped was Crazy D reading some paperwork that was from 1981. Now, what I come to learn doing my phone call is that one thing I already know 1981 is before I was born and before my time. So, I don't really want to speak Brother Eddie Boy business because that's not my business to speak. That's 60 business. But this what I will say, because he already said it himself. Brother Eddie Boy is trying to get his brother out of jail. Feel his brother's in jail for a crime he didn't commit. It's a lot to that. If you know, you know. If you don't, you know. It's not my business for me to spill the beans on that situation. However, in Eddie Boy attempts to have Peddie free his brother, other things are coming out. So from my understanding, this paperwork that is being placed out there as Peddie being a snitch against Crazy D has been out there. Through the audio, it was said that it was just discovered, but from my understanding, I wasn't there, but from what I'm being told from a trusted source, that paperwork been out there, that paperwork had been given to the 60s. And from my understanding, Peddie had caught flack over the situation. Now, what I also do want to explain is that, from my understanding, even if what Peddie said was true, it was a lie, because at that time and date that Peddie alleged claimed to see Crazy D and Devil, Crazy D wasn't even on the street. He was already locked up for a homicide with a co-defendant as Monster Kobe. So even if that was the truth, it was a lie. This man couldn't have done that because he was already incarcerated. That's neither here and there. So don't go around the rabbit hole trying to look and figure out what's what. But I had covered that situation, and the G homie asked me a question that I asked myself. He told me, Ant, you got to ask yourself, this happened in 1981. Why is this just coming out? And I said that is a valid question, and it is one of, if not the first question that came to my mind. But that question was debunked by it being spoken that this was just discovered from a private investigator. I'm not here to say if that's true or if it's untrue, but I'm being told that this paperwork had been around, and this source have read the paperwork himself, so he know that this paperwork been around, and it can be trickery in the game. Long story short, what I learned through this whole situation and this 2-hour phone call I had with my G homie was that people place what they want to place out there, and narratives gonna get spent the way they want to get spent. But you gotta wonder what's behind these narratives and who behind these narratives. That's what you gotta wonder. What's behind these narratives and who behind these narratives, because this situation, it's a whole lot that I'm not gonna even allow myself to juggle, because it opens one door that leads to another door. And you'll be up here doing a whole lot of explaining. And with that explaining, Pandora box get open, and things that wasn't supposed to be put on this social media space ends up on this social media space. Now, for me, as I said, if it ain't got nothing to do with me personally, I put my personal business out there that I've done time for, or some little squabbles, nothing that I'm going to get arrested for. Other than that, I react to things that people may think is controversial. I react to hood things. I react to some political aspects. And you know, I will react to the celebrities as well. And you know we doing this music over here. But the G homie had to tap in with me and lace my chucks. And just from the conversation that we had, the sense that he was making, it made sense for me to like, you know what? Let me take this post down. Whether this post is true or not, the G homie is kicking some cold flavoring game and took his time out to holler at me. So you know what? Although he did not ask me one time to take the post down, I felt the need to take the post down just based on him explaining and him being somebody from that era. Him being somebody from that era gave me a clear insight on what's going on and broke everything down for me, broke the dynamics down for me, what's going on in this situation. And for any dudes that's from 60s per se, we gonna just, you know, ain't no other way to form or try to shield it. My segment at no way, no shape or form was no aim at y'all community or anybody. Like I said, y'all seen where it came from, not to point no finger at nobody. But I was just giving my reaction to the situation. And you know, at times we do have to question in which way the game sway. When we people out here saying that we living solid, we standing on business, and at times we allow ourselves to get caught up in the route of picking and choosing and playing blind to situations. But all in all, this Crazy D and this Peddie Wax situation, after what was explained to me and me having this whole understanding with this situation, I'ma just leave that situation where it is. I'ma allow Eddie Boy to handle the situation the way he see fit, because that's 60 business. And like I said, as far as the Peddie Wax and Crazy D thing, even if it was said, from my understanding, Crazy D was already in jail along with Monster Cody fighting a homicide that he was acquitted of. So it was no way that he could have had did the homicide anyway. And we just gonna keep it 100 because that's what it is. A lot of people in a lot of these gangs, and they just want to blame it on the Mexicans, they do not really care about one of their members from their tribe telling on the opposite or the opposition, because that is viewed as a war strategy. As long as it ain't in-house, you ain't told on one of y'all man, one of y'all comrades or soldiers, a lot of times these dudes do not matter. If you tell on an op, that is a war strategy. Definitely an op that's coming around, putting that work in, putting it down. If you can get him off the street and tell on him, this what was going on and this what was allowed in these communities. I'm just telling you what it is. So I had a long conversation with the G homie, and like I said, man, he laced my chucks, gave me some good old game, gave me some understanding, and you know, I just decided with these situations, you know what, I'ma just sit back, man, and pop my popcorn, listen to the segment, because everything you ain't got to speak on. Some things, you know, you can just unload that knowledge into your mind for a later date or for whenever you need to use it for, if it needs to be used. But with that being said, you know, for those that follow the page and probably heard, you know what I'm saying, the controversial title and wanted to tap in and stuff like that and wonder why it's gone and where it's gone, that's why it's gone, because it's a lot to the backstory. It's a lot going on, and it will open up Pandora box and have me doing segment after segment, explaining all type of stuff before my time. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude that there. It's your boy, Young and Hefe. Don't care about number what the check say. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because it don't cost you nothing. And press that button, and if you ring that notification bell, it will bring you mail.
Let's stop the narrative that these bloggers is the police and all that shit. Whatever, they might be the police, whatever the case may be. But they only know what you niggas tell them. You hear me? The shit that y'all niggas put on live, the shit that y'all niggas put on Instagram, on posts and videos and interviews, the shit that y'all do on live and on the internet, argue with each other. The interview people don't do nothing but take that and ask y'all questions about it and keep up bullshit. Y'all started though. Y'all started. It starts with y'all. They wouldn't know none of this shit if you niggas didn't post this shit or say this shit on the internet. You hear me? So y'all can't keep saying the bloggers is the reason. You hear me? They probably be the reason that it's keep going on. The wars keep going on, the beefs, the bullshit keep going on. But y'all niggas post this shit first. It starts with y'all. You niggas is the rats.